Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to have you guys here again today with me. Today you're in for a special treat because this is the first time that I will be talking specifically about messages from the Pleiadians and a little bit of a description and a difference between who they are and what they do and who the Galactic Alliance is and what they do. So if this is something totally cool and weird and hippie and out there and something that you're very, very into, please like and subscribe below and come along with this really wacky but amazing, awesome journey with me. Here we go. All right, so I was doing a channeled message kind of meditation with my guides, and I was really asking them, you know, what I could share with you guys and what they wanted me to explain to you and things like that. And it was really cool because they wanted me to explain a little bit of the difference between the Galactic Alliance or Galactic Federation, some people call it, and like the Pleiadians. So these are actually like light body beings. You could call them aliens if you want. I call them light body beings. Doesn't matter what they look like to me. As long as they're all about love and light, we're cool. So essentially, the Galactic Alliance or the Galactic Federation kind of like polices the universe, and they make sure that, for the most part, that, you know, beings like us aren't being like attacked or eradicated or anything like that happening. They don't really like to infringe, and I'm going to explain a lot of this, but they really are kind of only step in when they absolutely have to step in. And so it's not often that I connect with them. But I was told that they will be connecting with me more, and it's going to be more important going forward. But I have connected and communicated with Pleiadians on a couple of occasions. And so they wanted to explain like the differences between the two. Pleiadians are also light body beings. Again, you could call them aliens, it's fine. But they are light body beings that actually are very loving. They have a bit of like an angelic energy to them. Like they're very soft and sweet and kind, but they're very intelligent. And so they wanted to kind of explain the difference between the Galactic Alliance and them, because mostly they are about love and light and sharing information to help us grow and have less suffering and like medical issues, like things like that, we'll say. They're really all about helping us in that way. So let me just jump on into exactly what I channeled and what I wanted to share with you guys, which I wrote down. So I'm going to do quite a bit of reading off of this today. So the first thing they said was, "We come to you today to explain. The Galactic Alliance is a group of many different light body beings committed to freedom and peace for all. As a group, they must abide by rules or laws," and I felt like there was a weird translation there, like that was the only word that I could have in my brain to come up with, but basically rules and laws. So they said, as a group, we must abide by rules and laws in general, and also ones that are specific to individual planets. Think of this as a code of ethics designed and upheld by the Galactic Alliance. And then they kind of listed off a few things that kind of like resonate with the Galactic Alliance. So this might help you guys understand. So they said, number one, they never can infringe upon our free will, which means that we get to have choices and say in absolutely everything. But when they step in is when we are at a point where we're actually getting our free will infringed upon. So for example, if there are things that are constantly happening and happening and happening where we have less and less choices and options and it's creating lots of suffering for us, they may step in and interject a few things and tweak a few things so that the tables are more balanced and we get to choose if we want to go left or go right, and we're not constantly forced to go in one direction or the other. Of course, this is like metaphorically speaking. So we never infringe upon free will. We only engage when absolutely necessary. We may only inform, educate, or share. We cannot do. So that made me, and they kind of showed me some imagery to go along with it, which helped for me to understand that they can educate, they can do this, they can channel information so I can share it, but they cannot do. If they say you guys need to do ... they cannot do it for you. They're not here to clean up our mess. They're here to kind of steer us in the right direction so we can get back on track, if that makes sense. And then one of the other examples was, we must work with other light workers or starseeds that are already on the planet. And this work that we'd be doing would be for the general good of all and like for peace for all. And so that was just kind of like some of the things that they were kind of, I guess, is like their kind of code of ethics or their laws or their rules that they abide by. So that's kind of the Galactic Federation. Now this is Pleiadians that were really talking to me the most, but they kind of, I think it was for my benefit as well, because it helped me to define them and their roles, okay? So now we're gonna be talking straight to Pleiadian. So they called themselves the Pleiadian Council, and this is what they wanted me to explain, like what that is and who they are. So they said, the Pleiadian Council is another group specifically tied to humans and the Earth. So let me pause right there. They were showing me images almost as if they had a planet within our solar system, close to our solar system. They were once here on Earth, or all of the above, right? And if some of you are really into this, there is a lot of theories that like the Pleiadians and Arcturians were here on the planet long before we got here, and they were very advanced with Atlantis and all these other things. Quite honestly, like I understand it. I've looked into some of it just to help my own understanding. They haven't really discussed that stuff with me. I just channel and I just get information and I share it with you guys. So I haven't gone down any of those like serious rabbit holes, but essentially like they kind of told me like they are tethered to us human beings and to the Earth. So it really made me feel like they've walked here, they've been here, they have used Earth in the past for different resources or something. So it kind of made sense that like they have interacted with us before, who knows? And so like they kind of felt tied or tethered to us, like almost like they kind of see us like you kind of want to help them, you know, kind of thing. So they are tied to us. They also explained that we hold knowledge in advanced technology and information that can, will, and has already been of assistance to you. So that was a huge like disclosure moment right there. They're basically like, we have a lot of technology and we've already given you some and we're going to give you more. And I'm not really surprised by that because throughout history, we've had several people, you know, like Einstein and Tesla, who have written in their journals that they have had several meditations where they connect with something greater than themselves and they get all this information from the middle of nowhere, and all that kind of stuff. So, and if you guys are fans at all of like Ancient Aliens, that Discovery Channel show, which who wouldn't be because it's freaking awesome. So they also tap in and explain a lot of that kind of stuff too, about how some of their theories on all that. So that's not surprising to me. And again, if I'm sharing information like this, like if I was some like super duper scientist, physicist, like, and I just was like getting random information from what seemed and appeared to me like my own random thoughts, but it was really channeled information. I just didn't realize it, which I think 100% of us do all the time. You know, it would be interesting to be like, oh, aha, moment, light bulb. Oh, I fixed, you know, like, you know, world peace. And all of a sudden, you know, it was really channeled information. So, and who knows, it could be channeled information from your higher self or a different fragmented version of yourself in a different timeline that you're actually tapping into as well, which is totally different video. That's okay. So they also said, we share information. So it's kind of funny. They kind of like clarified. They were like, we share, you build. Like we share information about like technology and advancement and you have to build it. Like you have to make it, you have to build it. Like you have to get your crap together and like do the work. But they're like, we share the information, right? They said, basically think of us like teachers or professors that help you advance. Now, both groups, both the Galactic Alliance and the Pleiadian Council, they have different duties. However, both work to support and assist you in your overall well-being and growth. So that is kind of like similarities again, but still very different. You know, one is kind of like more of a protective kind of stepping in when they have to. Pleiadians are a lot about like technologies and advancements and stuff like that. I feel like the Galactic Alliance doesn't necessarily care too much about advancements. They just don't want us to like kill each other, like, you know, something like that. They also said starseeds and light workers. So now they're specifically talking to us, right? And for those of you that may not know, starseeds are basically, the idea is that we were light body beings, not of human form, reincarnated on Earth as a human, and it takes us a while to remember our truth and who we are, and we really remember that we're these amazing light body beings here and assigned to a duty here on Earth to help Earth, you know, shift and help all the things in the chaos in the world to kind of smooth things out and have like a better fifth dimensional lifestyle kind of thing. And light workers are, you know, mediums, energy workers, card readers, healers, shaman, you name it, anybody that works with love and light for the better of anything, like, you know, betterment of people, for their healing journey, for anything that's like positive growth, advancements, you know, anything like that. That is kind of like a light worker. It's like an umbrella term. So they're addressing those groups of people. Basically, you guys watching, right? All right, so they said, starseeds and light workers have been awakened and are being called to action. Many have answered, yet most are scared. We value knowledge, so we wish to explain why you feel so nervous and how you can overcome your doubts. For many lifetimes, you, starseeds, have been attacked, ostracized, shunned, and threatened. It is out of fear that dark energies have brought this to your door. So essentially they're saying like dark energies have attacked, ostracized, shunned, and threatened us. This lower vibrational energy does not want you to remember who you are. They are fearful you will one day see your full potential. We and many other messengers have used the term before, remember who you are, because this is the key. For when you do remember who you truly are, you will never have fear or doubt of self again. So that's really interesting. So they kind of basically explained that when somebody like attacks you in any way, psychically attacks or physically attacks or anything, like think back of how many shaman, how many herbalists, medicine men, people that may have practiced something different, you know, how many of them have been, you know, attacked or pushed out or ostracized or told that they were crazy bananas. I mean, look at me. I'm doing videos talking to Pleiadians. How many people would watch a video like this and think that I'm like total batshit, you know, like total bananas, right? Probably a significant part of the population, right? But that's what they're saying. They're saying like every time you go out on a limb to assist humanity, to help their vibration rise up, to teach and show them how to handle their hurt and how to heal themselves, you get attacked, right? So that's kind of what they're saying. And that's part of why they're saying that we have a little bit of resistance or a little bit of fear, because for so many lifetimes, you know, every time we feel this like deep urge to help other people and stand up and do all this stuff, we kind of get knocked back down. And so, so that's kind of what they're pointing out here. But the cool thing is the tides are turning, my light workers and starseeds. We are all coming out of our little closets and, you know, we are standing here proud. And so this is kind of the rest of the message. So let me go on. For you are source itself. You are a magnificent light body being. You hold love and light. And it is this that empowers you to stand proudly in your truth. It is only when you doubt yourself, your abilities, or your light that shadows approach. So basically they're saying when we doubt ourselves is when we give, you know, the opportunity for that, you know, we put that fear out there and it gives an opportunity for somebody to kind of see that weakness and attack, right? And they said here, and I love this sentence, you hold the key that all enemies fear. So basically they're saying like, you hold the key, like you hold all the love and light, like you have everything that you need. And they're terrified of that because they know when you really, really, truly trust the process and see yourself and remember who you are and see yourself as an amazing light body being, like they're like, you hold the key. And they're afraid of you finding that out, right? And I'm sure so many of you light workers are resonating with this. And so many of you starseeds are resonating with this because we can feel it. We can feel it, right? We're all connected. All right, they go on to say, we share this with you to remind you that you and you alone have the power to stand, to hold peace, and to act when called upon. Your love and light is never ending. It is your foundation and your greatest shield and your greatest weapon. So essentially what they're saying is like, you know, the more that we stand in this love and light, the more that we embrace and love every aspect of ourselves, the more that we can kind of use this confidence and overwhelming love and light as a beautiful shield to kind of block out a lot of the haters, basically, right? So let me back up here so it makes more sense. They said, and I just want to read it again anyway because it's so good. They said, your love and light is never ending. It is your foundation, your greatest shield, and greatest weapon. For this, you have nothing to fear. They're like saying, you guys are rock stars. Keep rocking on with your bad little selves, right? So I love that. They go on to say, we only ask you to look within and see your light as both a way to draw in energy and to push it out. Use your light to recharge self and to push away any unwanted energy. See yourself as the warrior you came here as, and not as the human role you now play. Oh, that is some deep stuff, right? So let's back up. They basically said, use your light to draw in from the universe, from Gaia, draw that light in to really recharge. And when needed, you don't have to be aggressive. You don't have to be, you can just literally push your light out, and that is your greatest shield. And that keeps away any energies that just you don't want to deal with, right? And then they go on to say, see yourself as the warrior that you came here as. Don't forget that you are an amazing light body being. Like, you are a warrior. You're not just the human, right? So they said, see yourself as the warrior you came here as, and not as the human role you're playing. So they're like, remember, you're playing a human role, but you're like this amazing being, like on the inside, right? So this part's really neat too. They said, it is you who are connected to Gaia and all living things by way of your human design. And so it is you who will save her. Oh, that like hit me in my heart chakra, right? So let me read that again, just because I think it's really good. It is you who are connected to Gaia and all living things by way of your human design. And so it is you who will save her. So for all of us that live life up here, you know, in our higher chakras and our higher selves and all that kind of stuff, this is one of those really down to earth grounding moments because they're basically saying it is you who is tethered to this earth. It is you who has the responsibility to take care of this earth, and you're the only ones that can save her. Remember, they said earlier that they can guide us or share information, but we have to do the work, right? So they're basically saying, like, you are tethered. You are a human that's tethered to earth no matter what. You have a cord tethered to her, much deeper and stronger than they might, because they are these light body beings that don't even like reside here like we do, right? So they're saying, like, don't forget, you are tethered, like you are the one that will save her, right? And yourselves in doing that, right? All right, the last little bit that they said here, you are love and light itself. You are source encased in a borrowed carbon suit. See your potential, your truth, your light, and forever be at peace. So I think that is hilarious. If you guys didn't catch that, they are so freaking funny sometimes. Like when they don't really mean to be, but it's comical, right? So let me read you that. They said, you are love and light itself. You are source encased in a borrowed carbon suit. So for those of you who don't know, like everything on Earth is like based on like carbon as far as molecules go. And so basically they're calling our human like a carbon suit, like a borrowed little like carbon suit. It was hilarious to me that they said that. So they were like, you're love and light and self. You are source, basically like presenting yourself as this human suit, but like you are this amazing thing inside. And basically don't forget it. Like, see your potential, stand in your truth, see your light. And if you can do that, you will forever be at peace and you will have absolutely nothing to fear. So I thought that was such a valuable, incredible message. And it was really interesting to me that it came from the Pleiadians. Like, I definitely get that kind of information from my guides on in general. But I think what it was that they were trying to establish that you guys are amazing light body beings, and we have so much stuff that we want to share with you, but we can't do that yet if you can't even trust and love yourselves, because we need you to do that before you're open enough and you have your vibration raised up enough to where we can actually download this information to you, right? The other thing that they kind of touched on was, you know, us starseeds and light workers, you know, we pose a threat because we are we're raising the vibration. We are collecting the collective and gathering up the collective, and we feel this connection to each other, and we're changing and rocking it, right? And so anybody, human or non, that is stuck in this old pattern and the old ways, like they're not going to be like digging on change. Like they don't like that. For those of us like starseeds and light workers, we're like, bring it on. Like we're ready to change. Like the systems need to fall apart and crumble because they're kind of like, anyway. So we're ready for it, but think about it, like we've had an awakening process. We are more maybe in touch with ourselves, and not everybody's on the same page, right? So another thing that they kind of mentioned to me, which I thought was really, really cool, is they also told me that they're very proud of us because they're at the point now that there is a percentage of awakened that they needed to hit. And I don't understand that. They didn't elaborate on it, but they did say there's more than 50% of your population that has been awakened, right? So what that means is that those of us that have been awakened for a while, we're maybe a little bit farther along on the journey. But remember, things are speeding up. There's people I'm meeting that 6 months ago had never heard of anything energy work, never done meditation, whatever. And like 6 months later, they're channeling like their higher selves and spirit guides like it's like a Tuesday, right? So, you know, in a sense, because the veil is thinning, because we have this huge uprise of vibration happening. We're kind of in this fourth dimensional energy, kind of heading towards that fifth dimensional energy. And so basically with all of that going on, you know, things are speeding up. Literally time itself feels like it's just speeding up, speeding up, speeding up, speeding up, right? And so that was kind of interesting, I thought too, that they were mentioning that, you know, that there's at least 50% of the population awakened, and they were saying that they were so proud of us for that because that was like a big deal. Like because of that, that allows them to assist us more on like a greater scale because we have more higher vibration, and that helps the earth as she's shifting and purging as well. So I thought that was kind of cool, and they were very proud of us for that, and they were very excited about that. So yeah, so anyway, I really just wanted to share that message with you. It's, you know, a little bit more into kind of like, you know, into like my team of light and kind of what is, you know, what I do and the messages I'm told to share and all kinds of stuff like that. But I hope it really kind of resonated with you. I hope you feel like inspired. I hope you feel reminded of who you are and how amazing you guys are, how amazing we all are, right? Because sometimes we feel like we're like these little humans, and I mean, we're just not. We're like these amazing human kind of carbon, what did they say, borrowed carbon suit, you know, but inside we're like these brilliant, amazing things. So we are only limited by the concepts or ideas that we are limited. If we get rid of that idea, then we're not limited anymore, right? So anyway, I hope you guys were totally inspired by this message. I hope you feel like you just want to like go out and kick butt and, you know, do some amazing things. Go rock your meditation, go channel with your guides, you know, raise up your vibration, give love and light to the earth, give love and light to yourself. And as always, I'm going to give love and light to you, my friends.